All right, hello and welcome everybody back to the video. My name is CFI and I really appreciate all you guys stopping by. Today we're going to be checking out the Winctrl 32 TCAS panel for the Airbus family in Microsoft Flight Sim and X-Plane. Without further ado, I want to say thank you to Winctrl for sending this to review, and let's get into it. All right, guys, so here we go. Here's the packaging for the Winctrl TCAS panel here. This is going to be modeled after the Airbus. We're going to go ahead and get it opened up here. I'll already slid the tape and had a peek inside because I couldn't resist. You can see it says 32 TCAS 1 on the side there. Open all that up. Get your hands in there and slide it out. And what you're presented with is you get a cable. It's going to be a USB to a USB-C, and it's the 90-degree hook. Card that I can't read. A wrench, small one. The tiniest awesome Winctrl. This is their standard little screwdriver. I like when they include those. Some screws, mounting screws and things like that. You want to mount it to a certain place. Some looks like some rubberized or even glued feet. Looks like there, some sticky feet. And then finally, the TCAS panel. So we'll get this out of its packaging here. It is very, very small. I'll rip this on open here. There's probably a proper way to do that, but I'm just going to rip it open. And you have the TCAS panel. Put all the garbage to the side there. Very, very small. I don't really have much to compare it through. I usually don't on these reviews, but here's a sponge, right? Tiny, tiny little panel. It's probably the size. It's actually smaller than an iPhone, I think, and maybe just right the same length of an iPhone. So if you have an iPhone or a Samsung, pretty much the same size of that. It's very, very form factor and small. I'll put the dimensions up for you on the screen there. But if we can bring it closer here, you have all the functionalities. Really good sounding click. The switches are a little small, but you'll be able to, if you mount it like this, the way it's supposed to be mounted on like an Airbus panel, it should be easy enough to click. You got the buttons here. Very nice sounding clicks. Everything's very good there. Standby, TCAS, or TARA. Everything has a very good feel. There's the ident button there. Everything's fantastically feeling. And you guys know Winctrl, it's going to be a plug and play. You simply plug it in right there into your PC, load up their Sim App Pro software, and it's just going to work. And we'll go ahead and show you that. Not much to really show you with this panel, but it's just going to work. I'm going to tell you guys right now. So let's go into it. Okay, now that we have the TCAS panel all plugged in, you're going to start up your Sim App Pro software. You can see it's already been recognized here. You're going to want to make sure you run any update that the software has and any firmware update as well. So we're going to go and press updates, ensure. We're going to let this run, and then we will cut back to when it's updated. All right, with the update being completed, we'll select our TCAS panel, firmware update. You can see that there's nothing saying we need to be on the latest version. We're already on the latest one. However, you can always go ahead and run it if you just want to make sure as well. Now let's hop into the sim. All right, guys, so we're all loaded up in the Phoenix A320. We're going to take you over to the transponder panel over here. And you can see that it's perfectly replicated in the Winctrl variant. You have all the knobs that work. So if I click auto, on, back to standby, alt reporting off, on, 1, 2, your TCAS, if you'd like to select below, above threats, all threats, or just a threat, standby, traffic, and then traffic resolution, TARA right there, and of course the numbers will work. We'll press clear, and you can type in any squawk code you need. Works very, very well, guys. So people that are going to want this panel are going to be more the higher end flight sim enthusiasts. It's not a completely necessary panel. What it does, however, offer to you is the ability to enter and exit runways without looking and have your TCAS go from standby to TARA or vice versa. It also allows you to enter your squawk code without looking down and all your transponder settings. If you like the ease of use of not having to go look at your mouse and move around the flight deck to adjust your TCAS transponder panel, that will give you the ability obviously to do that with this. If you have a lot of hardware already, say the Winctrl autopilot panel or maybe an overhead panel, you can mount this above that, or you can also mount it to your throttle quadrant, HOTAS mount, whatever you like to do with it, or put it in your real A320 sim cockpit. You can do that as well. It's very small, so there's various options that you can mount this in. I'm probably gonna put this above my overhead panel. We'll see how that goes, and we'll mount it there because I have really no space for it anyways. So we're gonna see if I can put it there. I think it'll work just fine. But that's about it. That's the Wingtrl 32 TCAS panel, nice and small. It's plug and play, works very well, and the pricing is fantastic for this thing. We'll see you guys in the next video.